Hello, welcome to today's episode. And in today's episode, I'm exploring scaling private sector engagement interventions. And in order for us to appreciate what exactly it is that we need to scale, it's important for us to define private sector engagement intervention. It's essentially the collaboration between a development program and a private sector actor to achieve a developmental goal. And what does that mean exactly? It means that we want to leverage the capabilities, the expertise, the resources, be it human, financial, or technological, of the private sector to achieve the developmental goals that we are mandated to do. So to scale that means we need to focus our mind on how to leverage, how to increase the leveraging that we have done in the pilot stage, the leveraging that has achieved the success that we have of this particular intervention. So we need to broaden that to the sector level, to industry level, to a massive population, or particularly moving into a different geographical location. So what does that mean? What's the implication for our activities as private sector engagement specialists? It means that there are a set of activities that we need to do that's very different from what we did at the pilot stage. The emphasis really is that we ought to know that we have the pilot phase of a private sector engagement intervention, and we have the scale up stage of a private sector engagement intervention. And in the ABCDE framework that I put on the screen, these are a set of activities that I think are very important for us to do when we're moving from or transiting from the pilot phase of a private sector engagement intervention to a scale up stage of a private sector engagement intervention. The first of those, A, is to assess and refine our business model or our intervention model. Whatever the innovation is at the pilot stage, it will be very different when we're thinking in terms of scale. The operational efficiency, the logistics, and all of the things that potentially are very important at the pilot stage, we really need to try and make sure that all of those systems are ready for the scale-up stage, where there'll be a whole lot more people, hopefully, engaging with our innovation. The second is to build capacity. There are stakeholders in the market that need to be receptive to our pilot intervention, and we need to ensure that not only are they aware of our pilot intervention, they have the capability to support the intervention in order to ensure it goes to scale. C is for collaboration between all of the stakeholders. It builds on the last point of building capacity. We should create a platform in which all of the stakeholders necessary to scale our intervention have a platform that they can enhance their collaborative effort. So our implementation of this pilot intervention will then go to scale. D is to deliver financing model. All interventions of this sort of that we want to take to scale will require financing. So it's important for us to think through what financing mechanism or model is available to potential partners, potential scale partners that can take our intervention to scale. Enabling environment is E. An enabling environment, we ought to, if there are regulatory requirements, if there are policy issues, if there are a role for the government to play in order to take our intervention, our pilot intervention to scale, we ought to really do some work in that area. Now, these are not an exhaustive list of activities that we need to do to scale a private sector intervention. There are a whole lot more. We need to think in terms of monitoring and evaluation, how we adapt our systems as the market respond to this particular innovation or intervention. So there's a whole lot more list of things that we need to do. These are just 5 primary ones that I think we ought to bear in mind when we're transiting from pilot to scale intervention. So these are my ideas for scale. And as I mentioned at the introduction, my hope is that in the next few weeks, we'll be talking more about private sector, about scaling private sector engagement intervention. And I hope you will join me in making your suggestions and asking questions and clarification on in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching.